Yes, sir. A very good evening to all of you. Sir, my voice is audible or PPT and the PowerPoint presentation and the PDF file is visible or not. Please confirm me in the chat box so that we can start the session. Okay, sir. So just confirm me once that the voice is okay, voice is audible and the PDF is visible. Okay, sir. So today is our last day of this 10 days live GST course. Okay, today is the 10th day, that is last day of the live GST course, and now we are going to conclude the session, the conclude the GST topic. Before that, I'm just want that what we had studied in this last 10 days. So, sir, we had since in our first session we had discussed about term supply. So this is very much important because this is the point of taxation under GST. Okay, sir. Also, we had discussed about the time of supply, that is when you need to pay the tax. Okay, then third one we had discussed about what is the value on which I have to pay the tax. So value have supply. Okay, sir. Also, we had discussed on our refund, how you can take the refund. Okay, also we had discussed that, sir, what is the importance of input tax credit under GST. Okay, under this we had also discussed about blocked credit, also about the special circumstances for claiming input tax credit. Okay, and when you will decide time of supply, value of supply, refund, input, in that case after filing of your return, department is going to do your scrutiny and assessment and audit. So we had also discussed scrutiny, audit, assessment under GST. Okay, sir. Also, we discussed what is the timeline for which one need to maintain the records, that is 72 months from the due date of the annual return. Okay, sir, these are the points which we had already covered, which we had already discussed. Okay, so all these points are very much relevant and the complete GST is completely based on these points. Now, one more important point which is remaining for our discussion, that is our place of supply. So, in our today's session, I am going to discuss on place of supply topic. Also, practically, I am talking about various returns under GST. What is the mandatory return which one need to file under GST? So, we will also talk on the returns topic under GST. Also, we will talk on today on account of advance ruling. Okay. Also, we will talk what is the procedure for appeal. So these are the topic which I am going to cover in our today's session. Okay, and if you have any query regarding GST, in that case you are free to raise the queries in the chat box, or post session you may comment the queries in the WhatsApp group. I will provide you the reply in the sufficient time. Okay, sir. Now, sir, place of supply. So, sir, why one need to decide the place of supply and what is the relevance of place of supply under GST? Okay, so I can make two type of supply. Just suppose I am a registered person under Rajasthan. In that case, first option, I can sell my product in Rajasthan only. Okay, or I can sell my product outside Rajasthan. Okay, outside Rajasthan. So two options are there. I can sell my product in Rajasthan itself, or I can sell my product outside Rajasthan. That is product or services, whatever will be the thing. Okay, so if I am going to sell in Rajasthan, in that case, that supply should be treated as intra-state. Or if I am going to sell outside state, in that case, that supply should be treated as your interstate supply. Or in case of intra-state supply, CGST or SGST should be charged. Or in case of IGST, interstate supply, IGST should be charged. Okay, sir. So in case of intrastate, CN SGST. In case of interstate, IGST should be charged. Now, question arises, sir, what is the relevance of this place of supply? If you had decided a wrong place of supply, that means if you had supplied the goods into Rajasthan itself and you had charged IGST instead of CGST or SGST, in that case, you had excess paid tax under IGST, but you had not paid the tax under CGST or SGST. That is, you had decided the wrong place of supply. And due to wrong place of supply, there is chances of litigation. Or in case of place of supply in various situations, in case of place of supply in various situations, there are multiple issues are there available on which multiple litigations are pending under various high court and the appellant tribunal, appellant authority. Okay, sir. So for clearing the concepts, for clearing the all each and every point regarding place of supply, we are going to discuss on one by one the terms of law. Okay, sir. So now, uh, this is my place of supply. Okay, I need to discuss on that. So now, sir, section 7 talks about your interstate supply. Sir, what do you mean by interstate supply? In that case, if I am going to supply any particular goods or services from Rajasthan, that is, I am registered under Rajasthan and I am going to supply that product or services outside Rajasthan or in any union territory, in that case, that supply should be treated as your interstate supply. Okay, where the location of supplier and the place of supply are in two different states. That means I am registered in Rajasthan and I am going to supply in Gujarat, Maharashtra, West Bengal. Two different union territory or one state or one in union territory. In that case, that supply should be treated as your interstate supply. Is that okay? Sir, practically baat karu, if you are going to provide any supply of goods or services outside India, in that case, that supply should be treated as your interstate supply and IGST should be charged. Okay. What is the exceptional situation? What are the special situations? We will discuss. We will also cover on those special situation or exceptional situations. Now, section 7 subsection 2 talks about the goods imported into Indian territory from outside India. In that case, that supply should be treated as your interstate supply. If you are buying certain product from outside India, that is from Africa or from Australia, and when that product cross the custom fortiner of Indian territory, in that case, that supply should be treated as your interstate supply and IGST should be charged. That means there is IGST on import. Okay, sir. Now, section 7, subsection 3, where the provision of section 12 supply of service, where the location of supplier and place of supply, that means I am registered under Rajasthan and I am providing my services, my consultancy services to outside Rajasthan. In that case, that supply should be treated as what? Interstate supply. Sir, if you are going to provide the services from Rajasthan itself on electronic mode, that is, you are providing the services on Zoom and you are getting the consultancy fees, in that case, what will be the place of supply? This is a question. So we are going to discuss on that in 10 to 15 minutes. Now, if you are going to import any services from outside India, that means your supplier of service is in outside India and you are in India. In that case, that supply should be treated as your interstate supply. Okay, sir. Now, goods, if you are supply from one state to another state, one union territory to another union territory, or if you are going to import certain things, in that case, the term is treated as your interstate supply. Okay, sir. Now, supply of goods or services or both. When the supplier is located in India and place is outside India, that means I am registered under Rajasthan and I am supplying certain goods outside India. That is just taken, I am supplied the goods Africa. In that case, the supply should be treated as your interstate supply. Sir, अपन तो बोलते हैं ना कि when someone is going to provide any goods or services outside India, then such goods, such transfers or supply should be treated as export. So for treating export, you should fulfill certain conditions. Okay, sir. So if you had fulfilled those conditions, in that case, that supply should be treated as the export. And if you are not going to fulfill those conditions, in that case, that supply should be treated as your interstate supply and you should charge IGST. Hence, we are doing export of two types. one in which IGST payment is done and another is your without payment. Okay, in case of without payment, there is condition that you have the LUT, letter of undertaking. Okay, sir. Now, if conditions related to export satisfied, in that case the export else interest rate supply. Okay, sir. Now, GST is a destination based consumption tax. There should be no tax when goods or services are consumed outside India. If someone are going to consume those product or services outside India, in that case there is no GST. Okay, sir. We all know this fact. Now, if you are going to provide any services to any special economic zone or special economic developer, in that case that supply should be treated as your interstate supply. Just take an example. I am registered under Rajasthan and I am going to provide my goods or my services to Rajasthan SEZ unit. There is certain area which is declared as a SEZ zone by the by the department, okay, or by the government of India. In that case, if I am going to provide my goods or services to that SEZ unit, in that case, that supply should be treated as your inter-state supply. Although state is same, फिर भी यहाँ पर वो supply inter-state supply trade की जाएगी. In the taxable territory not being an intra-state supply and not covered else in this section shall be treated as your interstate supply. That means if any supply is not treated as intra-state supply, in that case that supply should be treated as your intra-state supply. Okay, sir. Now, section 8. Section 7. Sir, one more concept. When in our first session we had discussed about the constitutional background of GST. At that time we had discussed that in case of place of supply, the IGST Act will applicable. So complete place of supply should be decided by your IGST Act. So we had discussed section 7 of IGST Act for interstate supply. Now section 8 of IGST Act for intra-state supply. Sir, intra-state supply, that means if I am going to provide any services in Rajasthan itself, that is I am registered in Rajasthan and I am going to provide the services in Rajasthan itself, in that case that supply should be treated as my intra-state supply. But in same state, if I am going to supply to SEZ unit or SEZ developer, in that case that supply should be treated as my intra-state supply. Okay. Or if there is any tourist in my state and I am going to provide a particular goods to that tourist, in that case that supply should be treated as your interstate supply, because your tourist is in your state but he is registered in another state, or you are from outside, the tourist is from outside India. So in that case IGST should be charged, no SGST or CGST should be charged. So this is a special situation, we need to be very much careful for that. Now, goods imported into the territory of India, they cross the custom 14er of India. If you imported any goods and when the goods India till they cross the custom 14er, that means इंडियन टेरिटरी में आ गया बट वो गुड्स कस्टम 14 में क्रॉस नहीं करता है, तब तक अगर वो गुड्स मूव करता है, द गुड्स इज मूविंग बिटवीन दिस एरिया, इन दैट केस दैट सप्लाई शुड बी ट्रीटेड एज योर इंटर स्टेट सप्लाई. ओके, ऑल्दो द स्टेट इज सेम, फिर भी इस सप्लाई को हम लोग इंटर स्टेट सप्लाई ट्रीट कर लेंगे बिकॉज दिस इज अ इंपोर्ट, और इन केस ऑफ इंपोर्ट द सप्लाई इज ऑलवेज ट्रीटेड एज योर इंटर स्टेट सप्लाई. So, as per section 8, if the supply is within one state, in that case, that supply should be treated as your intra-state supply. But if you are going to provide the services to SEZ unit, SEZ developer, or till the custom 14er or to a tourist, in that case, that supply should be treated as your interstate supply. If tourist is belongs to the same state, in that case that supply should be treated as your intra-state supply. Okay, sir. If he is from same state, okay, in that case that supply should be treated as your intra-state supply. मैक्सिमम केसेस में क्या होता है, certain tourists are come in Rajasthan and they availing the facility of any hotel, in that case मैक्सिमम केसेस में हम लोग CGST और SGST चार्ज हो जाता है, और एट द टाइम ऑफ स्क्रूटनी, एट द टाइम ऑफ डिपार्टमेंटल ऑडिट, डिपार्टमेंटल अथॉरिटी हैज रेज्ड डिमांड अंडर IGST. Departmental authority says that as per section 8 subsection 1 of IGST Act, IGST should be charged in that case. So this is a point which we need to be very much take special care on that point. Okay, sir. Now, section 8 subsection 2. subject to the provision of section 12 supply of services where the location of supplier and place of supply of service are in the same state or union territory shall be treated as your intra-states. Is that okay, sir? But इसमें supply to special economic zone and supply to special economic unit will not be covered. Now, if a person carrying a business through a branch and an agency or representational office in any territory shall be treated as having an establishment in that territory. Okay, if you are going to provide any supply to your branch is situated in Gujarat and the head office is in Rajasthan, in that case, that supply should be treated as your interstate supply. And if the branch is located in Rajasthan itself, in that case, that supply should be treated as your intra-state supply, but GST should be charged. Okay, sir. Now, Section 9 of IGST Act, supply in territorial water. In that case, where the location of supplier is in the territorial water and the location, in that case, place of supply will be the location of such supplier. That means I am a registered person and my registered person is in the I am going to provide the services from a territorial water. That means I am provide the services from sea area. In that case, the place of supply will be my location. Okay, that will be treated as my place of supply. But where the place of supply is in the territorial water, that means I am registered in Rajasthan and I am going to provide a supply of a particular product to sea area. Yeah, in a sea area. In that case, the place of supply will be the area which is nearest to that sea area. Okay, sir. The nearest point of appropriate baseline is located, that will be treated as your place of supply. Is that okay, sir? Now, place of supply of goods or services other than supply of goods imported or exported from India. That means domestic अगर goods का movement होता है, in that case what will be the place of supply? This section 10 is specifically applicable in case of supply of goods, not in case of supply of services. Okay, sir. Stock transfer to branch is not a sale, but the same should be treated as a supply. Okay, or due to the supply tax is to be charged on the stock transfer or branch transfer. Okay, sir, that should not be treated as sale, but that should be treated as your branch transfer. Okay, while doing the accounting, you need to make one new head, that is stock transfer or branch transfer for that purpose, and you should charge GST for that. Okay, just you are registered under Rajasthan and you have one more branch in Rajasthan itself, but the GSTN is different. In that case, if you are going to provide any goods or services to that branch, in that case, you should charge the GST. But if there is the same GSTN, okay, you had opened one additional place of business in Rajasthan, in that case, GST is not required. Okay, sir. Murthy, sir, is that okay? Now, in case of supply of goods, in case of supply of goods, what will be the place of supply? If domestic area, place of supply, in case of supply is in a domestic area. Yes, you need to charge GST and branch will take the ITC. It is eligible. Okay, sir. Just take an example. I am taking the example of textile industry. Multiple textile traders or textile manufacturer of Rajasthan are taking the job work services from Kolkata because वहाँ पे labor बहुत सस्ता है. So they are taking the services from that place Kolkata, and for that purpose they established one branch at that place, that is at Kolkata, and they are transferring their stock from Rajasthan to the Kolkata. In that case, they are going to charge GST on that stock transfer, and branch are going to claim the input tax credit on that stock transfer. Is that okay? If Bhutan customer buys from a counter of ship, in case of Bhutan, there is a specific provision in case of Bhutan because there is no refund of GST in case of Bhutan. Okay, if we had talked that if you are going to supply any goods outside India, okay, in that case you have option that you can export that particular product or goods without payment of tax, or if you are going to pay the tax, then you will get the refund of IGST. But if you are going to supply any goods or services to Bhutan, in that case, Bhutan government is charging GST. Bhutan government is charging indirect taxation. Okay, so in that case, if anyone is going to supply any goods or services to Bhutan, in that case, if he is going to pay, he is going to do the export with payment of IGST. In that case, he will not eligible to claim back that refund of IGST. Government is not going to provide him the IGST, because here Indian government needs to pay the GST amount to the Bhutan government. Hence, export to Bhutan is also taxable. Okay, sir. Bhutan customer buys from counter of shop. Counter of shop. That means he's come into India and he are going to buy something from India. In that case, the supply should be treated as interstate supply and IGST should be charged, because we will cover it in tourist definition. Or in case of tourist, IGST should be charged. Okay, Harikishan ji. Now, section 10, subsection 1, that is supply of goods in case of domestic market. I am not talking from point of view of international market. I am talking from point of domestic market. And if there is a movement of goods, if there is movement of goods, that means I am going to provide any supply to Gujarat. In that case, there is a movement of goods from Rajasthan to Gujarat. In that case, the movement of goods terminates for delivery will be the place of supply. Just take an example. If Mr. Abhishek comes from Tamil Nadu and buy goods in Rajasthan and declares his GST, and in that case IGST should be charged. But if he is unregistered, in that case CGST or SGST should be charged, because यहाँ पर delivery terminates हो रही है. Okay, sir. So GST, IGST, and CGST and SGST should be charged. But if Mr. Abhishek is registered, in that case IGST should be charged if there is a movement. And if there is a movement, but movement is on direction of the taxable person, that means if I am going to supply any particular product to Gujarat and I am receiving the order from Maharashtra, or just modify that example, I am receiving the order from Rajasthan itself and I am going to supply that product to Gujarat on behalf of the uh, Rajasthan person. In that case, I need to charge CGST or SGST, because that supply will be treated as your CGST or SGST, because in case the recipient is the person for whom I am going to prepare the invoice. Okay, so that model called as your bill to ship to model. Okay, where there is no movement. In that case, location at the time of delivery of goods. That means, sir, take an example. If I had supplied any goods to Gujarat for under sale or approval model, in that case, after 4 months, my buyer said that, sir, I am going to buy that product. In that case, at that time there was no movement of goods, but the goods is already stored at the place of my buyer. So in that case, the supply, the location at the time of delivery will be treated as your place of supply. Okay, sir, because at that time my goods were stored in Gujarat itself, so IGST should be charged. Okay, sir. So for in reference to goods, we had discussed on three terms where movement, or in case of movements where delivery terminates. But if there is no movement, that is bill to ship to model, in that case recipient. Okay, recipient. Or if there is no movement, in that case location at the time of delivery. Sir, is that okay? Place of supply in case of goods. If you are going to do the goods, do the assembling or installation of goods at site, in that case that installation or assembly ki jo site hogi, that will be treated as your place of supply. I am an engineer, I am going to provide any my services to Gujarat, and I am going to Gujarat, and at that place I am going to install a particular machinery. In that case, the supply should be, the place of supply should be Gujarat, and IGST should be charged. Where the goods are supplied on board, or including a vessel, aircraft, train, or motor, the place of supply shall be the location at which the goods were taken on board. Okay, if you are going to supply that particular goods to गांधीधाम, दैट इज कांडला पोर्ट, इन दैट केस जहां पर आपने गुड्स उसको स्टोर किया, दैट मींस you had board at Delhi. In that case, your Delhi will be your place of supply and IGST should be charged. Okay, sir. Place of supply of goods imported or exported from India. In that case of import, the place of supply will be the location of importer. That means if I am going to import any particular product, in that case, my place, that is, I am a recipient, I am an importer, my place should be charged, should be treated as your place of supply. In case of export, the location of outside India will be treated as your place of supply, because when your location that is outside India will be your place of supply, in that case you will not going to charge any GST, because that will be considered as your export. In case of place of supply of services, sir, हम लोगों ने अभी डिस्कस किया प्लेस ऑफ सप्लाई ऑफ सर्विसेज इन केस ऑफ गुड्स. ओके, और गुड्स के अंदर वी हैव डिस्कस थ्री सिचुएशन. वन इज वेयर मूवमेंट, another is build to ship to model, and no movement. Okay, clear a goods wali situation. Also we had discussed about assembling, also where board पे convey करते हैं, conveyance करते हैं, that place. Okay, we had discussed on these situations. Also we had discussed place of supply in case of import and export of goods. Now, goods part has already done. Now we are going to discuss on the service part. And in service part, there are multiple situations are available. So we need to be very much careful while deciding the place of supply in case of supply of services. So the provision of section shall apply to determine the place of supply of services where the location of supplier of service and the location of recipient of service is in India, that is domestic. Now, the place of supply of services except the services specified in section 3 to subsection 3 to subsection 14. That is, in case of subsection 3 to subsection 14, there is a specific situation, so specific provision will apply. But the normal principle, the general principle is that if I am going to provide my services to a registered person, in that case the place of supply of that register, the place of supply will be the registered place of my recipient. Okay, if I am going to provide my services to Batuk consultancy, in that case Batuk consultancy is registered under GST, so the place of registered place of Batuk consultancy will be treated as principal place of business, that is place of supply, and accordingly GST will be charged. So I am also in Rajasthan and Batuk consultancy is also in Rajasthan, so in that case CGST or SGST should be charged. Next, if made to any person other than a registered person shall be the location of recipient where the address on records. That means if I am going to provide my services to Ramesh ji, in that case, if there is a record is available with me for Ramesh ji address, in that case the record which is available with me will be treated as the place of supply. But if the record is not available with me, in that case the location of supplier will be treated as your supply or place of supply. Sir, is that okay? If registered, in that case, the registered place will be treated as your place of supply. If not registered, but address is available in record, in that case, the place of recipient will be treated as place of supply. But if there is no record is available, in that case, the location of supplier should be treated as your place of supply. If 28% GST goods is sold in Rajasthan for shipment at the direction of buyer at Gujarat, the two billing is made, one for goods at 28% GST and delivery charges is 18%. You need to add the delivery charges that is in your taxable value, that is in your value of supply. Okay, as per section 15 you need to add that amount. Okay, so in that case you are not going to provide the transportation services. Transportation services is provided by someone else. So in that case, you should prepare the invoice at the rate of 28% only, or transaction value is the ancillary supply with the your principal supply. Okay, in that case you should charge 28% on that amount also. And if there is liability to pay that delivery charges, transportation charges, I am not getting your point clearly, but if you are going to pay that delivery charges on behalf of your recipient, in that case you are paying that amount in the capacity of pure agent. So in that case you should not add that amount in your value of supply. In that case you need to charge separately 18%, which is charged by your transporter, and you can take that amount and give that amount to the transporter if you are doing the same as a pure agent. But if you are not doing the same as pure agent, in that case transportation expenses should be added in your value of supply and 28% charged on the complete amount. Okay sir, so this is completely based on the agreement on you. Two billing are made. Why you are going to make two billings? If you are going to make two billings, in that case it is okay. One is 28%, another is 18% for transportation charges, but generally this is not happen. Yes, if you are only doing the services of transportation, in that case you can charge GST at the rate of, there is option available, that is you may charge 5%, you may charge 12%. Okay, but there is condition, you should register yourself as a GTA for providing the services of transportation. Okay, and if you are doing the same as a pure agent, that means if you are going to collect that amount from your recipient and pay to the transporter, in that case you may prepare the invoice or charge GST at the rate which is going to charge by that GTA, that is 12% or 5%, whatever will be GST rate charged by the transportation agency. Is that okay, Murthy sir? Shivanand ji, the rate of GST will be, this is a service in kind of transportation services. So GST will be charged at the rate of 5% or 12%. No. Sir, normal situation in case of supply of services is okay. Now, section 12 subsection 3 talks about the place of supply of services in case of immobile property. Sir, logically समझना. Please understand the thing in logical manner. Okay, if you are going to memorize all those situations, then this is very much difficult for you. So just think it as a situation and try to learn. Okay sir, in case of immobile property, that means if I am an engineer and I am going to provide any services regarding the immobile property, that means I am going to prepare an chart or map for that property, for that building, or I am going to provide the architectural services for that building. Okay, in that case I am going to provide services on that immobile property, so the location of that immobile property shall be treated as your place of supply. Okay sir, this is a logical concept. If that immobile property is situated in Maharashtra, in that case IGST should be charged because I am in Rajasthan. So if you are going to provide any services directly related to immobile property, that is architectural ki services, interior decorator, surveyor, engineer ki services, if you are going to provide, in that case location of that immobile property should be treated as your place of supply. If you are going to provide the services of hotel, inn, guest house, home stay club, in that case the location of that immobile property should be treated as your place of supply, and accordingly GST should be charged. Okay, I am registered under Rajasthan and I am going to south, I am going to West Bengal, and I have taken one room on rent in a hotel. In that case, although I am registered under Rajasthan, in that case the immobile property is situated in West Bengal, so that hotel owner will charge CGST or SGST only. Okay, so this is a specific situation, we need to be very much careful. कोई ज्यादा दिमाग लगाने की आवश्यकता नहीं है. You just need to think the logics. Now, if you are going to organize any function, any marriage, any function in any immobile property, in that case your place of supply will be the location of that immobile property. Okay, or if you are going to provide any ancillary services related to that immobile property, in that case the place of supply will be the location of your immobile property. Sir, is that okay? Section 12 subsection 3, is that okay, sir? If the immobile property is situated in different states, that means if you are going to provide services to a registered person regarding an immobile property situated in Gujarat, Maharashtra, West Bengal, in that case the place of supply will be decided in the ratio in which you are going to provide the services, that is Rajasthan ko alag, Gujarat, Maharashtra. So the on the basis of ratio you should decide. The same is here. If in more than one state, then in proportion of value of services the place of supply should be decided. Okay, sir. Holiday home wala example is here. We had already taken that example. Sir, immobile property okay hai? Then section 12 subsection 4, the place of supply or in case of restaurant, catering services, personal grooming, fitness, beauty treatment, health services, in that case where those services is going to provide perform, is that the place of supply? If I am going to any beauty parlor, okay, so in that case where the services is provided by that beauty parlor, that place is treated as your place of supply for that beauty parlor. Okay, I am going to a beauty parlor of that is Mumbai, Maharashtra, from Rajasthan. I am also registered in Rajasthan, although the place of supply will be the Maharashtra because the service is performed at Maharashtra itself. So CGST and SGST should be charged. Is that okay, sir? Now, place of supply of service in relation to training and performance services. If someone is going to provide any training and appraisal services, in that case, if you are as a recipient of service, as a supplier of service, you are registered person, in that case the place of supply will be the address of the registered person. If you are not registered, in that case location where the services are actually performed. Okay, sir. Training services, just I am going to provide my training services to Batuk Consultancy and Networking Private Limited. In that case Batuk Consultancy is registered under GST, so CGST and SGST should be charged. Okay, the place of that person, because he is registered or he is in Rajasthan, so CGST and SGST should be charged. But if I am going to provide my services to an unregistered person, in that case the place where I am actually performing the services. Okay, just take an example. I am going to provide my services to Sivananji, and Sivananji is not registered under GST, and I am going to provide my services. I am going to provide my services through electronic mode, that is through Zoom or through YouTube. In that case, the place of supply will be the location where the services is actually performed. There in Jodhpur, I am going to provide the services through my laptop or through the internet connection, so the performance is actually performed in Rajasthan. So in that case CGST or SGST should be charged. Most probably example as per section 12 subsection 5 is okay for you. Now, section 12, subsection 6, the place of supply of service provided by way of admission to any cultural, artistic, sporting, scientific, educational, entertainment event, in that case where the event is actually held, should be treated as your place of supply. Sir, logical hai? This provision is very much logical. Where the event is performed, that place of that event will be treated as your place of supply. Section 12, subsection 7, the place of supply of service provided by way of cultural, artificial, educational, entertainment event or similar event, or services ancillary to the organization of any event, because for organizing an event you need multiple type of services, that is sound services, that is lighting services. In that case sponsorship services to such person, in that case if for registered person, the location of such person, if person is registered you can take that registered person address. If a person other than a registered person, in that case the place where the event is actually held. Okay, or if event is held outside India, in that case place of supply will be the location of recipient, because In that case, recipient is from Rajasthan or recipient is from Gujarat and the event is going to held in America. In that case, if the event is in outside India, the place of supply will be the place of the recipient, because I am going to prepare the invoice in the name of the person which is in Mumbai, so I need to charge IGST. Okay, if the event is performed in more than one state, in that case, value of supply. Okay, sir. Now, section 12, subsection 8, the place of supply of services by way of transportation of goods, including mail or courier. In that case, if registered person, location of such person. If not registered person, where the goods are handed over for the transportation. Okay, where the goods are handed over for the transportation. That means if I have given the parcel to any transportation agency in Rajasthan, in that case, if the counterpart is not registered, in that case I need to charge CGST or SGST, because मैंने उसको handed over Rajasthan में किया है. Or if the recipient is registered, in that case the place of that recipient should be charged as your place of supply. Okay, sir. Now, इन केस ऑफ पैसेंजर ट्रांसपोर्टेशन सर्विसेज, कई सारी कंपनियां प्रोवाइड करवाती है पैसेंजर ट्रांसपोर्टेशन सर्विसेज. इन दैट केस, इफ द पैसेंजर इज रजिस्टर्ड, आई एम गोइंग टू टेक द सर्विसेज ऑफ मेक माई ट्रिप. Okay, travel agency. In that case, if I am registered, in that case my place should be treated as place of supply. My registered place, my principal place. If I am a person other than a registered person, in that case the place where the person embarks on the conveyance of continuous journey, जहां पर मैंने मेरी जर्नी को स्टार्ट किया, that place should be treated as my place of supply. That means I had started my journey from Rajasthan and I am registered under Rajasthan, or I am not registered in Rajasthan, but I had started my journey from Rajasthan and the travel agency is also registered under Rajasthan. In that case, CGST or SGST should be charged. But for example, if my make my trip travel agency is registered under Gujarat and I have started my journey from Jodhpur, in that case, IGST should be charged. Is that okay, sir? And now, section 12, subsection 10, where the place of supply of services on board a conveyance, including a vessel, aircraft, train, motor vehicle, shall be the location of first scheduled point of departure. If Air India is providing the services, in that case, what will be the place of supply? I have taken one flight from Jodhpur, okay, and I want to go to Delhi. In that case, my first scheduled point of departure should be treated as my place of supply. Okay, if my first scheduled point of departure is Jodhpur, okay, and the Air India is registered under Delhi, in that case IGST should be charged by that Air India company. Sir, examples are okay now? Are you getting my points? Please comment in the chat box so that it will be a more convenient thing for me. Now, section 12, subsection 11. What will be the place of supply of telecommunication services, including data transfer, broadcasting, cable, and direct? If the telecommunication services is through any telecommunication tower, or any leased circuit, or any internet based circuit, or any cable or dish antenna, in that case place of supply will be the place where that dish antenna, cable or leased circuit will be established. Okay, if there is any physical place, in that case that place should be treated as your place of supply. If there is no place but the services are post paid basis, okay, BSNL or MTNL are providing the services on post paid basis, okay, in that case the billing address should be treated as your place of supply. If I had taken the post paid registration of BSNL and BSNL is going to provide services to me, in that case the billing address, that is Jodhpur, should be treated as place of supply. And if BSNL is registered under Rajasthan, in that case this supply should be treated as intra-state supply and CGST and SGST should be charged. In case of mobile connection which is on prepayment basis, that is what we are going in our current situations, we are going to pay the mobile bill through Paytm, okay, through various UPI platforms. In that case we are doing the prepayment. In that case, if I am going to do the same from selling agent, reseller, distributor, okay, in that case address of that selling agent. If any person to final subscriber the location where the prepayment is received or such voucher are sold, that place should be treated as your place of supply. Okay, sir, there is no selling agent in case of prepayment. I am going to recharge my mobile through Paytm. In that case, Paytm is registered in Gujarat, Maharashtra, or Delhi, whatever will be the state, I have no idea. In that case, the place where that voucher are sold, so voucher is sold in Rajasthan, that is my place. So in that case, the recipient place should be treated as the place of supply. Okay, so this is a specific provision which we need to be take in our mind. Now, Section 12, subsection 12, that is in case of supply of banking and other financial services. Bank is going to provide their services or financial institutions are going to provide their services. Okay, in that case, the location of recipient shall be treated as the place of supply, because in case of banking, the location will be always will be there with the banking company or financial institution. So the location of supply will be treated as the place of supply. Okay, sir. Place of supply in case of insurance services. If someone is providing, if the insurance agency is providing the insurance services, in that case, if they are providing the services to registered person, in that case, location of such person. And if they are providing the services to an person other than registered person, in that case, the location of recipient of service should be treated as the place of supply, sir. Okay. Event management services provided in local bodies, state and central government, GST applicable. If you are going to provide any services to central government, state government as a event management services, in that case GST is applicable. GST is applicable, but you need to pay the amount treated as inclusive. Okay, government will, suppose government is going to pay you the 2 lakh rupees. In that case, you should treat that 2 lakh rupees at inclusive of GST, and you should make the reverse calculation, and after reverse calculation, you should pay the GST. The place of supply in case of advertisement to state government. If you are going to provide any services outside India, that is online services outside India, in that case the same should be treated as your export of services. Okay, the same should be treated as your export of services, and there is no GST on that. But if company is registered under India and company says that you should provide those services to outside India, that is Batu Consultancy has taken any assignment. Okay, on that assignment, I need to provide my services, that is I need to provide training outside India. In that case, basically I am providing my services to the Batu Consultancy. That means in that case, if the recipient is registered in the India, in that case the place of recipient should be treated as place of supply, and accordingly GST should be charged. But if there is no registered person is available, in that case, if I am going to provide my training services directly outside India, in that case that supply of service should be treated as your export of services. Okay, is that okay? Advertisement services to any central government, state government, or local authority. In that case, the place of those central government, state government, local authority should be treated as your place of supply. Place of supply in case of online training is okay, and the central government, state government, event management is okay. Please confirm in the chat box. Sir, what do you mean by place of business? Place of business which is registered under my GST, place where I am going to maintain the books of accounts, or a place where a taxable person is engaged in business through an agent or by whatever name called, the place should be treated as your place of business. Okay. Location of recipient of service. If recipient is registered, in that case principal place of business. Where a supply is received at a place other than the place of business for which registration has been obtained, that is any fixed establishment elsewhere, in that case that place should be treated as your place of supply. The query raised is okay or not? Please comment in the chat box. You are getting the points. Online training services okay, and event management services okay. where a supply is received at more than one establishment, whether the place of business or fixed establishment. In that case, most directly related to the recipient of supply shall be treated as your place of supply. Okay, so the location of recipient, the place of supply, the principal place of business we had discussed. Is that okay? So we had covered the place of supply provision from goods point of view or from services point of view. Now, one specific provision is there: online information and data access and retrieval services, OIDAR services basically called. What is the taxability provision in case of OIDAR services? So, in case of OIDAR services, special provision for payment of tax by supplier of online information, data access and retrieval services. That means any online information and database and access and retrieval services. I am just going to take an example for that situation. This is specifically applicable in case of government entities. Okay, government entity, that is central government, state government, local authority. If government entity has taken any services outside India, is if government entity is taking any services from outside India, that is any services means यहाँ पे services specified है जो है online database access retrieval services. Okay, if they are getting those type of services from outside India or the services getting by government entity, in that case there must be an intermediary. Okay, if there is no intermediary, in that case, the term is treated as your import of services and IGST should be payable by the government entity. Okay, but if there is intermediary available, in that case or maximum cases mein there is intermediary available because government is getting the online information and data retrieval services. In that case, they need one intermediary which is doing the technical aspects. In that case, the payment of tax liability will be on that intermediary. That intermediary should pay the tax. That is what is the concept of OIDAR services. But what are the situation in which this intermediary is not liable for payment of tax? This is an important point from various technology based companies. Okay, if they are providing the online databases access retrieval services from outside India to the governmental entity, governmental authority, in that case maximum cases they need to pay the tax. So what are the situation in that case? They will not be liable to pay the tax in that case if intermediary satisfy following conditions, that is invoice or customers bills or receipt issued or made available by such intermediary taking part in the supply clearly identify that the service in question and its supplier is in non-taxable territory, that the supplier is in non-taxable territory and supply is in question and that supply should be transferred to that government entity. We are not in the supply point of view, that is we have no role in the preparing of any agreement or anything else. We are just providing the online services, okay, which we are going to take from outside India person and we are going to give those services to government entity. There is no role of our in agreement making. So अगर ये कुछ decide हो गया, in that case intermediary will not be liable for any tax. Another, intermediary involved in supply does not authorize or charge. That means intermediary is not going to authorize that supply. In that case, also the same should be treated as import of goods, and in that case, intermediary is not liable to pay the tax. Intermediary involved in supply does not authorize delivery. Intermediary is not authorizing any type of delivery. Intermediary is saying that when we will receive the services from outside India, we will provide the same to the governmental authority or governmental entity. Or the journal terms and conditions of the supply are not set by intermediary. In that case, intermediary is not liable to pay the tax. So this is the important point from intermediary point of view. Okay, that is OIDAR services. Now, sir, We had discussed the place of supply, and place of supply is okay for you. Just comment in the chat box so that we can start the next topic, that is returns. Sir, intermediary means there are multiple companies available in the market. They are providing the services of intermediary, that is, government wants data analysis. Okay, government wants data mining, and for data analysis, data mining, they are getting multiple data from outside India. Okay, and for mining purposes, they appoint certain intermediary companies. That the companies are data mining companies, data extraction companies, or other data analytical companies. In that case, those companies are providing their services to the governmental entity, and they're taking the services from outside India. Okay, in that case, they are working as an intermediary. So as per the sections 14 of IGST Act, intermediary needs to pay the tax. That means, sir, if you need example, I am going to take that example. The current situation, crypto is a big issue in current days. Okay, and government of India wants certain data extraction or data analysis on that crypto. So government of wants that data from Dubai, because Dubai is a very active in case of crypto. So government has appointed one entity, that is XYZ Limited, which is an intermediary, that is, which is providing the data analysis services. Okay. So in that case, Dubai is going to provide those services to government of India. Okay. But XYZ Limited is doing the mining work, okay, for government. Okay, so XYZ is getting the data, and after mining, they will provide the final data to the government of India, and they will suggest that the crypto is to be favorable or not, and what will be the situation of crypto, what is the implication of crypto. Okay, in that case, XYZ Limited is doing the work as intermediary. Okay, so in that case, XYZ Limited is liable to pay the tax as per section 14 of IGST Act, but XYZ Limited is not liable to pay the tax if XYZ Limited proves that I have no role in making the agreement. Okay, I am not going to raise any invoice on behalf of that foreign entity. Foreign entity is directly dealing with the government undertaking, or there is no, I am not going to set any journal rules for any terms and condition for that supply. So I am just doing the mining work. Okay, so I am not doing the work as intermediary, or I am doing the work of intermediary in the capacity of just mining the data. Okay, I am not the full and final authority, or I am not the adjuster, I am not the party which we had done the agreement for that transaction. So in that case, XYZ Limited, that is intermediary, can argue that we are not liable to pay the tax. Is that okay? Shivananji, example is okay? Sir, what is the various returns under GST? So I am just explaining this thing with the help of certain examples. So under GST, as a registered person, whether I am going to provide goods or whether I am going to provide the services, okay, that is, I will be involved in supply, or for supply of the particular product or particular services, I need to buy certain inward supply, that is input. So I am going to take the input also. So for declaring my supply, that is for declaring my sales, on which I am going to pay the tax. Hence, I need to file one return, and that return called as my GSTR1. Or in my GSTR1 return, I need to file my outward supply detail, that is my sales detail in my GSTR1 return. Okay, so On the basis of this return, my liability will be decided. And when I am going to file my GSTR1 return, that is, I have declared that I have supplied a particular goods to Mr. X. In that case, the same should be reflected in the GSTR2B of my recipient. Okay, so one return, if I am a registered person and I am going to supply any particular goods or services, in that case, I need to declare the supply through GSTR1 return. Okay. If recipient branch at Mumbai is booking only input tax credit, but Kolkata branch is booking its relevant expenses, this term is completely based on your agreement. I always says that the booking thing, the booking and accounting thing is completely based on the agreement. If head office says that the expenditure is the liability of the particular branch, in that case branch has to do the accounting of that expenditure or booking of that expenditure. If head office says that the liability regarding the expenditure is on head office, and all the maintenance of the records regarding expenditure is to be done by the head office, in that case there is no liability on the branch. Okay, or this is also different from branch to branch. Is that okay, Harikishan ji? Now, returns, sir. For declaring the supply, that is sales, I need to file one return, that is GSTR1. Okay, the GSTR1 talks about the sales, that is, if I am going to supply any particular goods or services, I need to declare the same in my GSTR1 return. Sir, what is the due date for filing the GSTR1? So there is a due date for filing the GSTR1 return. If I am going to file the GSTR for March 2023, the due date will be 11th of the next month. Okay, I have also one option available, that if my turnover is up to 5 crore rupees, in that case I may opt one scheme in which I may file the GSTR1 quarterly basis. Okay, but if I have selected the scheme that is quarterly QRMP, the scheme called as QRMP, quarterly return monthly filing scheme, in that case I need to declare my supply under IFF on monthly basis. That means I need to declare the monthly sale in invoice furnishing facility. IFF means invoice furnishing facility. I need to declare the supply through that facility on GSTN common portal. Okay, sir. Now, or if my turnover is above 5 CR, then it is mandatory, obligatory that I need to file my GSTR on monthly basis. Okay, if my turnover is up to 5 CR, this is optional for me. I may go with the monthly scheme, or I may go with the quarterly return and monthly payment scheme, QRMP scheme. Okay, sir. So in case of GSTR, what we need to declare our sales, the taxable value, the IGST, CGST, SGST, the rate of tax. Okay, or under GSTR1, I can sell my goods or services to registered person, and that sales called as B2B, business to business. If I am going to sales to any unregistered person, in that case that supply should be treated as your B2CS person. Also there is chances that the sales return, also there is chances of sales return, so for that purpose I need to issue the credit note. Okay, or if I done any export in a particular month, in that case I need to show that export also in my GSTR1 return under export tab. Okay, there is multiple tabs available in GSTR1. Okay, sir. So for your outward supply, one need to file the GSTR1 return. Okay, sir. Just when I filed my GSTR1 return and I declared the particular invoices that I had sold goods to Mr. X, Mr. Y, Mr. Z, the supply should be auto drafted or auto populated to the GSTR2B of Mr. X, Mr. Y, and Mr. Z. That means all the supply which I had done, the same should be auto populated in the GSTR to be return of the counterparty. Okay, or counterparty is eligible to take the input tax credit when the same is reflected in the GSTR to be. Okay, so in case when you are going to claim the input tax credit, you should check your GSTR to be return. On the basis of input available in your GSTR to be return, you are eligible to take the input tax credit. Okay, sir. Now, sir, in your GSTR1 return, you had declared the sales. Now, purchase is reflected in your GSTR to be return, or on the basis of your sales and your purchase, you need to pay the tax. Sir, how one can pay the tax? So there is one return, that is GSTR 3B. You need to file the GSTR 3B return on monthly basis if your turnover is below 5 CR. That is, you need to file the GSTR 1 return on monthly basis if your turnover is above 5 CR. Okay. Or if your turnover is up to 5 CR, in that case, you have option that you can go with quarterly return filing and monthly payment scheme, or you may file your GSTR 3B on quarterly basis, but you need to pay the tax amount on monthly basis. Okay, sir. So, in case of GSTR 3B, you need to declare the sales, and the sales should be matched with your GSTR 1 return. If there is any mismatch or if there is any difference between your sales in GSTR 3B and GSTR 1, in that case there is chances that departmental authority will issue the notice for mismatch to you. Okay, or your case can be selected for scrutiny also if there is any huge amount of mismatch. Okay, so in your GSTR 3B return, you should declare your sales, you should declare your purchase, and after adjusting your sales and purchase, if there is any payable amount, in that case you need to pay that amount through your payment option, that is by generating challan. Okay, and if there is an excess input tax credit balance is available, in that case the same should be credited to your electronic credit list. Is that okay, sir? If there is any liability under RCM, sir, we had already discussed the concept of RCM in our day 2 or day 3. Okay, as per section 9 subsection 3 or section 9 subsection 4 of CGST Act. Okay, sir. So in case of there is a liability of RCM, in that case you need to declare the same in your GSTR 3B return, and in that month you can claim the input tax credit also. But RCM should always be paid in cash. Okay, you should pay the amount in cash and you can claim the input tax credit. Okay, sir. So that is what is the concept of your GSTR 1, GSTR 2B, and GSTR 3B. Now, if your turnover is below 1.5 CR, in that case, you have one option. You may select composition scheme. That is section 10 of CGST Act. We had already discussed on that scheme, just to revise, just to decide the return forms for that purposes. If you are going to select the composition taxable scheme, in that case, you are not eligible to take any type of input tax credit, and you have to pay the tax on a concessional rate, that is 1%, 2%, or 6%. This is depend on case to case. So in that case, you need to file or you need to pay tax on quarterly basis. Okay, or you need to file the return, that is CMP 08 on quarterly basis. Or what is the due date? Quarter end के बाद जो next month आएगा, quarter end के बाद next month की 18 तक you can file your CMP 08 return, and you should file GSTR 4 on annual basis. On annual basis, you should file GSTR 4 on annual basis, or the due date is 30th April of next financial year. Sir, what detail is to be provided in GSTR 4? So in your GSTR 4 you need to provide the your sales detail or your consolidated input details. Okay, and the rate wise details is also provided in your GSTR 4 return. Is that okay? So in case of CMP there is two returns, that is CMP 08 and GSTR 4. In case of regular return filers, you need to file your GSTR 2B, GSTR 1, and GSTR 3B. Okay, input should always be claimed as per GSTR 2B only. If there is any difference between your input in GSTR 3B and as per your GSTR 2B, in that case there is a huge chances that you will get the notice from the departmental authority. Okay, we had also discussed the implication if you had claimed the input in excess of your GSTR 2B in our earlier sessions. Okay, sir. So now, if you are an input service distributor, we had also already discussed the concept of input service distributor. In that case, if you are going to distribute the input tax credit to your various branches, you need to file one return, that is called as GSTR 6. Okay, or in that return you should declare that I am going to distribute a particular input tax credit to a particular branch. Okay, sir. If you are a TDS TCS deductor, That means if you had taken any assignment of government for constructing any building, in that case, if government is going to provide any amount to you, in that case, government will deduct TDS or TCS at certain percentage, and the same is to be reflected in your GSTN portal. In that case, for reflecting, government has to pay, or TDS TCS deductor has to file one return that is called as GSTR 7. Okay. Now, if in case of e-commerce operator, he has to file GSTR 8 return. Okay. So that is what is the concept of returns under GST. Or if you are a regular taxable person and if your turnover is about 2 CR, in that case you need to file annual return also in form GSTR 9. You need to file annual return in form GSTR 9 in form GSTR 9. Okay, sir. So, what details should be mentioned in your GSTR 9, that is in case of your annual return? So, in that case, you should provide the consolidated detail of your sales, of your purchase, of your tax payment, of your various reduction under section 17 subsection 5 rule 42 43, all the input tax credit or all the details regarding your outward supply you need to declare here in your GSTR 9, and the data provided in your GSTR 9 should be matched with your books of accounts, that is your audited financial statement or your monthly return filing. Okay, sir. Now, if your turnover is above 5 CR, in that case you need to file one reconciliation statement in form GSTR 9C. Sir, what detail is required in this form? So in this form, you just need to reconcile your turnover from your audited financial statement from your GSTR records. Okay, this detail is to be required for GSTR 9C. Okay, if you need more clarification regarding GSTR 9 and 9C, also this is not in our course structure, but if you require more detailing about GSTR 9 and 9C, please comment in the chat box, so that, or please comment in the WhatsApp group, so I can share my recorded video on YouTube to you, so you can check the details of GSTR 9 or 9C through that video. Okay, sir. So these are the mandatory returns. Advances received, if you got if you had received any advances on account of services, if you had received advances on account of services, in that case that should be considered for calculation of turnover of 2 crore rupees. But if you had received advances on account of goods, in that case the same should not be considered for calculating the limit of 2 crore rupees. Is that okay, Murthy sir? So that is what is the concept. So we had discussed about the general principles of various returns under GST. Sir, input tax credit which is available in your GSTR 2B is eligible for you to claim the input tax credit. But in budget 2022, that is I am talking from budget 2022 point of view, in the GST live course we has already discussed multiple amendment which is proposed in budget 2023 with the reading of particular sections. Okay, so we had also covered the concept, the content of budget. Yes, sir, we will share the complete recorded video by today evening. The link for complete recorded video by today evening. Or if you require the recorded video for GST and 9 and 9C, we will also share the same. Just once comment in the WhatsApp group. Okay. So in budget 2022, government is proposed and the same as implemented in GST, that you can claim the input tax credit which is available in your GSTR to be eligible part. If any input is in your ineligible part, in that case you are not eligible to take the input tax credit. That means you should check your GSTR to be also, and when checking your GSTR to be, you should check the eligible part and ineligible part. If there is any input which is available in your ineligible part, in that case you are not eligible to take the input tax credit for that part. Sir, what is the conditions for transferring the input to your ineligible part? So government has amended section 31, and the new section 31 of CGST Act is there. Okay, so if you had bought certain goods from that supplier who is newly registered under GST, In that case, you are not eligible to take that input tax credit, although the same is reflected in your GSTR to be return. If your supplier has not paid the tax, okay, in that case also the same is going to reflected in your GSTR to be written in your ineligible part. So in that case, you are not eligible to take the input tax credit. If you had not paid the tax, in that case also you are not eligible to take the input tax credit. If you and your supplier has not followed section 49 subsection 12, that is, if your turnover for a particular month exceeds 50 lakh rupees, in that case you need to pay 1% of your total tax liability in cash. And if you are not going to fulfill that condition, in that case the input tax credit is also reflected in your ineligible part, and you will not be eligible to claim that input tax credit. Sir, is that okay? We had discussed about various returns under GST. Okay. Now, sir, if you have any question regarding rate, value, classification of goods, okay, in that case you have one option that you may file an application with advance authority for ruling, that is double AR authority. Okay, so we are going to discuss the concept of advanced rulings. So if you have any question regarding rate, value, and the classification of goods, in that case you may file a application for advance ruling to the advance ruling authority. Okay, this is the right which you have. Okay, you need to pay a prescribed fees, that is 5,000 rupees with the application, and departmental authority, that is advance ruling authority, will pronounce you the ruling within a stipulated time, okay, on that subject matter. So you can file a application for advance ruling through GSTN portal, and you should also submit the same to the manual jurisdictional officer. Okay, if you are not satisfied with the decision of advance ruling authority, in that case you may file a advance ruling with the appellant authority for advance ruling. Okay, and here is the fees is 10,000 rupees, or you need to submit the required detailing which is provided by the advance ruling authority to the appellant authority of advance ruling. Okay, sir. So appellant authority of advance ruling will provide you the pronouncement within a stipulated time. You can download the required format for filing the appellant authority or advance ruling authority and application. The format is very much easy. There is nothing important. You just need to mention your GST and your identity. After that, you should mention your question, and you should submit certain facts regarding that, or if there is any supporting is available, in that case you need to provide those supporting to the advance ruling authority. In that case your application got accepted, and advance ruling authority will pronounce you the their pronouncement, their rulings. Okay, sir. So that is what is the concept of the your advance ruling. Now, sir, what about appeal? Sir, what about appeal? If there is any decision passed by my jurisdictional officer, and I am not satisfied with that order or that demand, in that case I have an option that I may file an appeal with the specified authority within a given time. Okay, if I am going to file an appeal to any regarding any decision by the jurisdictional officer, in that case the first appellant authority is my appellant authority. Okay, that means if any decision is passed by the jurisdictional commissioner, if any decision is passed by the additional commissioner or superintendent, okay, in that case I may file the appeal with the commissioner. So the first appeal is to be filed with the appellant authority. Okay, if I am not satisfied with the decision of appellant authority, in that case I may file the appeal with the appellant tribunal. Okay. If I am not satisfied with the decision of appellant authority, in that case, I may file a appeal to the appellant tribunal. Okay. Or if I am not satisfied with the decision of appellant tribunal, in that case I need to file the application, I need to file the appeal with the high court. Or if I am not satisfied with the decision of high court, in that case I need to file the appeal to supreme court. Okay, now sir, how one can file appeal to appellant authority? If you are going to file an appeal to appellant authority, then you should make that appeal through GSTN common portal. Okay, there is facility available in your user services tab. By logging GSTN portal, you should select your user services tab, and under user services tab, you found the tab that is your appeal, and you can file the appeal through that point. Okay, you need to pay a pre-deposit, that is certain percentage of your total disputed tax to the before filing that appeal. Okay, and after generating the receipt, you should add certain supportings with your application, and the same should be submitted to the jurisdictional commissioner manually. Also, you should submit the document on GSTN portal, and you should submit the application manually to your jurisdictional officer, and after personal hearing, the jurisdictional authority will pronounce the required decisions. Okay sir, so that is what is the concept of your appeal. So we had covered in our today's session, that is our place of supplies. Okay, after that we had discussed about advance ruling, and we had also discussed on various returns under GST. Also we had discussed on the concept of appeal. Budget 2023 we had already covered during the sessions. Okay sir, so if you have any query regarding any point, you may raise the query. This is all about from my side, everything is over from my side. If you have any query, raise the queries in the chat box so that we can discuss on the queries. And if there is no any query at that time, then I am going to sign off. If you have any query in future or regarding these 10 days, then you may raise the queries in the WhatsApp group so we can discuss over there. Okay, sir. So a special thanks to all of you for attending the 10 days live GST course and giving your time. Okay. And this is really a great learning for me also. And I will also share the recording with all of you in the WhatsApp group. And the recording is available for 2 months, and after that recording will not be available. So please take care of this thing. And in future, if you have any issue regarding GST or any other topic, you may connect with me over WhatsApp. So sir, if everything is clear, then I am going to sign off. One more request is from my side, that you should provide the feedback for these 10 days in the WhatsApp group. It will be more fruitful for me also. And this is the best reward from your side to me. So sir, please comment in the chat box if you have any query. This is the best reward from your side. Okay, sir. So thank you for patience learning, and we will meet soon. Not an issue. So thank you.